Hey guys, it's Miss Pham. I'm really sorry I couldn't be with you today. There is one more topic I have to cover before your test. It's not a really big topic. It's kind of an extension of mitosis, so I'm going to cover it in this video. The sub should have given you the URL to get to this video. You should also have received a handout that has these pictures on it. You need to trim those pictures out and glue them in. You'll glue them on the left hand side of your notebook, just kind of like we did mitosis, where you open your notebook to you have two pages blank, left and right. Then turn your notebook so that is you're going to write it a long ways, perpendicular to the lines on the paper. Okay, so at any point in time you can pause the video and just kind of copy the notes down. Then once you have it, you can listen to me explain how this works, or you can listen first and then copy it at the end. Whatever you want to do. But this process called meiosis is 2 pages. This will be the left, and then we have another page for the right. So choose your pauses wisely. Okay, so first of all, I have to sum up what is meiosis. So meiosis is another type of cellular division. So we're taking one cell and they're going to divide and they're going to make more. But the cells that they make in meiosis are very unique. They're particularly used for sexual reproduction. So these are what we also call sex cells or gametes. Gametes spelled G-A-M-E-T-E-S, gametes. So these are your egg and your sperm. The two things that will join together and form your offspring. Okay, so this has to happen before you can have egg and sperm. So we're going to talk about the process that your body goes through to get prepared for sexual reproduction. It's cut into 2 parts. That's why we have one in front of after all of these phases: prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, and telophase 1. So we're going to go through the same process as mitosis, where we dissolve the nuclear membrane. The chromosomes are visible. They line up. They split apart, and the nucleus forms around them, and then a cell will form around it. That's cytokinesis. Okay, now the difference between meiosis and mitosis starts. This is one major difference between them at prophase. So all these other phases are the same. It happens here in this first one. The first thing that's going to happen is something called crossing over. So it's where your chromosomes cross over. Now remember, you are made up of chromosomes. Chromosomes are just long strands of DNA that code for proteins that make up who you are. And then those are expressed in your traits and characteristics, how tall you are. Maybe if you have a sweet tooth, your hair color, eye color, blood type, all those things are determined in your DNA. Now your DNA comes from 2 people, right? Mom, and it comes from dad. So in mitosis, these cells go straight through, and every cell after at the end will have one chromosome that's, half chromosomes that are mom and half chromosomes that are dad. Same thing with this cell. Half chromosomes mom, half dad. Full set. In meiosis, we don't want to give the exact copy of, our parents' DNA to our children. They need to have a little variety to it. That's why you don't look exactly like your parents and your kids won't look exactly like you. So what your cells do is this really interesting thing called crossing over, where, let's say, for every chromosome that your mom gave you that tells your body what color your hair is going to be, or what color your eyes are going to be, your blood type, dad gave you one exactly like that. He gave you his hair color, his eye color, and his blood type. So these two get paired together. They're called homologous. They're coding for the same. Homo means same. So your cells in meiosis will do something called crossing over. Well, they'll take a chunk of the chromosome from dad and a chunk from mom, and they'll literally switch places. So now here's dad's segment of DNA on mom's chromosome, and then here's a segment of mom's DNA on dad's chromosome. The reason we do this is because later these will get split up and then they'll create very unique cells. So this is the first thing. So this happens in prophase 1, right? So we'll imagine these two are the red and green ones. Then you go through here and they line up, they split, then you've got, this one could be in this cell and this one could be in that cell. Very unique patterns. Okay. Now, when we say crossing over, we're not talking about just one chromosome out of, a whole set. We're talking about all these chromosomes. So in our body, we have 46 chromosomes, 23 from mom, 23 from dad. So 46 of them are crossing over. 23 of them are crossing over with a matching 23, creating very unique patterns. All kinds of combinations. So then we go to the second page. So remember, this will be on your left side. This goes underneath, and then draw this box under prophase 1. Alright, this is all about sexual reproduction. So part 2. Part 2 starts where we left off. Cytokinesis and telophase 1. Now, normally in mitosis, before we start splitting up or lining up, splitting apart and creating new cells, before that we have interphase, right? The cell grows and then DNA replicates. That was a big thing. Mitosis, DNA replicated before going through this whole process. It did that so that all your cells had identical amounts of DNA. So your cells had 46. Then they doubled to have 92. Then they got split apart, so then 46 went with one cell, 46 went with another. In meiosis, in part 2 of meiosis, there is no replication occurring, right? So at the end of part 1, we have 92, 92, now we have 46, 46. So this cell has 46, and this cell has 46. So that's where we're at in part 2, 46, 46. No replication has occurred. They're going to line up. Now, this one had 46. Now they're going to split apart. So this side has 23, and this side has 23. Same thing with this cell. This side has 23 chromosomes. This side had 23 chromosomes. So when they go through telophase and the nuclear membrane forms a nucleus around this side and a nucleus forms around this side, both of these cells only have 23 chromosomes. They have half the number. So that's our final result, our final product. Results in 4 daughter cells with only half the number of chromosomes as mitosis. Remember, we only give half of our genetic chromosomes to our offspring. The other half comes from the spouse. So I will give 23 and then my husband will give 23, for example. Or you will give 23 and your husband or wife will give 23. That creates the new offspring. In mitosis, we're not trying to make offspring. We're just trying to grow and develop. So if you scrape your knee, your skin cells are going to go through mitosis and they're going to cover up that part of your body. Or let's say some of your liver cells are starting to wear and tear. They will then go into mitosis and create more. Or when you're little, you weren't always this size. You were very small and you were growing over time and you had hit a growth spurt. That was a period where mitosis was going on in your body very rapidly. Meiosis is happening all the time. For boys, you guys are constantly making gametes, sperm. But girls, meiosis occurs at the very beginning of their lives. At the very beginning, we create all the eggs that we're ever going to use, and then they join in with the sperm and we create offspring. So meiosis is sexual reproduction. Mitosis is for growth and development. I would write that down if you can't remember that. Meiosis is for sexual reproduction. Mitosis is for growth. Mitosis results in 2 identical daughter cells. You have that written down in your notebook. Circle it, star it, whatever you need to do to go back to and refer to it. Meiosis refers to a result in 4 daughter cells with only half the number of chromosomes. Sorry, I can't even read. Results in 4 daughter cells, not 2, and they're not identical anymore because of crossing over. We cross over some of our chromosomes, so each of these is unique. So for example, I'm going to go back to that crossing over picture. Imagine these chromosomes went through both the first part and the second part of meiosis. So half of this chromosome would be in one cell. This half would be in cell 2, this one in cell 3, this one in cell 4. So each of the cells that carry these chromosomes are different. None of them are alike. The red one's not like this side. This green is not like this one. The red and green aren't the same. They're very unique. That allows your offspring to have variation from you as a parent. Okay, that is meiosis basically in a nutshell. Make sure you go through this if you're not understanding. Slow it down. If you have any questions, you can try and email me. I will get back to you as soon as I can. The only other thing you have to do today is the quiz. So remember, it's a partner quiz and you have your notebook. Always open note if you really need to. Textbooks are also on the bookshelf. Where all that quiz is to prep you for the test tomorrow. Alright guys, I'll see you soon. I'm really sorry I couldn't be there to help you understand meiosis. Hopefully this helps. Alright guys.